Hey guys, thought I'd pull out my ivory handled knives. Went through and pulled out everything I had in ivory and wanted to share them with you. Some of these you've seen before, some are new. We have modern folding knives such as the Chris Reeve knives, Sebenzas, and we also have some slip joint knives. So I'm just going to go through them. One of my favorites here is the Sebenza 21 pre-stamp. This is with Mammoth, Bark Ivory, and Devin Thomas Raindrop Ladder Damascus blade. Beautiful knife. Next I have another Sebenza. This is a classic Sebenza, as you can see from this engraving there, and this has S30V blade, and it also has Bark Mammoth Ivory, which is neat about the Mammoth Ivory, the Bark in particular, is that it's always different. You know, you have there's all different varieties. Some they just don't look anything alike, and so it's neat to see what you can get. Right here is an inner Mammoth Ivory, which means comes from the interior of the tusk. So that's why you have this creamy, similar to elephant ivory. And this is a Sebenza, regular Sebenza, now discontinued. And this was part of the limited annual edition, which has been discontinued recently. Here is another classic, an interior white creamy ivory, Mammoth Ivory. And here's our smalls. This is a small limited edition Sebenza regular. Here is a classic. Basically match that one. Has a little bit of character in some of the colorations. Got some little brown hues coming through there. Beautiful knife. Okay, let's go on over to some of the slip joints. This is a gun stock. Resembles the stock of a gun. That's why the pattern was named that. And this is produced by Northwoods Cutlery. And Northwoods is out of Gladstone, Michigan. Dave Shirley was the original owner there. He recently passed away. And the company was sold to Knife Ship Free. I've lost the name of the owner there. Can't remember, but he's having them. These were produced by Queen. I think they were finished by Dave Shirley. The new ones now are Derek Bowen. Thank you. Got it. Derek Bowen owns Knife Ship Free, and he owns the name of Northwoods as well as Skagel. You'll see some Skagel reproductions that are made, and he has that name as well. I believe he's having Canal Street Cutlery make his knives now. But this is a fine. This is Mammoth Ivory, interior Mammoth. I have a duplicate of this exact same knife. I was able to pick that up. Like that pattern. Here is a knife that is a moose pattern. It's got a clip as well as a spear blade. Beautiful interior Mammoth Ivory. I'm sorry, this is elephant ivory. All these are elephant ivory, pre-ban elephant ivory. You can't get elephant ivory now. They're protected, but these were old ivory that was obtained before the ban. Here is some Mastodon Bark Ivory, same pattern, moose. This pattern also came in a stag as well as ebony. This was a limited run. Actually, my father and I commissioned this piece from Dave Shirley. before his death and had a number of these made. And these were only a handful of these mammoths were produced. Here is a canoe pattern, which I really like, in exterior mammoth ivory. I think these two look great together. Primary and secondary blades look really nice. Similar type of design there on the ivory. Here's a large Stockman Northwoods. Northwoods has an arrowhead shield. That was a Skagel, William Skagel, who is a famous knife maker, mainly fixed blades, but made some folders, and then they had some reproductions done of them, and they're highly collectible out there. You can find them. And his little arrowhead was his trademark. Usually had one pin in the center there on some of the rougher knives that they weren't flush, and then Dave Shirley, when he has his Northwoods, he kind of adopted that for his model as well. So I've owned some Skagel reproductions in ivory as well that look similar to this, but have a hole for the nail nick. Beautiful knife. And here is a Great Eastern Cutlery, one of my favorite knife slip joint knife makers today. And this is a harness jack. Specifically, they call it a Teamster jack. Not many of these made. They have them in ebony and bone. This was commissioned by Charlie Campagna, who is a gentleman who has quite a knife collection, a great guy, and really knowledgeable in knives and slip joints. And he has always been fascinated with harness jacks, and basically, I think, brought the harness jack back onto the market and made it popular again the last decade or so. And he had commissioned with Queen and numerous other knife companies, including Great Eastern, these harness jack knives with the punch blade. You know, back in the day when they're dealing with before cars, you know, you had a horse and a wagon, and you know, your engine was your horse, and if your leather straps or harnesses broke, you needed to be able to fix it and punch a hole in and tie it all back together again, and so this kind of a blade came in handy. Most likely they didn't have ivory handled ones, but this is just kind of a special limited run with this nice material. So this is elephant ivory, and CC is Charlie Campagna with harness jack, and this is number 6. He made 6 of these. This is the latest one. 6 different versions of the harness jack that he had commissioned. So kind of a neat knife. So anyway, thanks so much. Oh, I had these 2 other knives I wanted to show you. These are knives that were given to me by my brother on a trip to India. He found these somewhere in a market, and they're miniature, little miniature knives. This one's the back spring looks to be a little weak, but they have some ivory handles on them as well. Kind of neat. So that's it for my ivory, and there's always a part of me that's just finds the beauty in this handle material and wanted to share it with you. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it.